Hi there, my name's Mark. I was asked to prepare a presentation about Canada, but I just had a baby girl, and I'd really rather spend time with her. So let's make this fast. The first thing you need to know is that Canada is big, really big. Canada is 33 times larger than Japan. The second thing you need to know is that Canada is small, very small. Canada only has about 1/5 the population of Japan. Big space, very few people. Canada has two official languages, English and French. About 70% of the population speak English, and about 20% speak French. The other 10% are mostly people who immigrated into Canada, and they still speak their original languages. How many Japanese people do you think there are in Canada? The answer is 110,000. That's a lot of people. Let's take a quick trip to Canada. Come on. Okay, so the first place we would land would be the West Coast, because that's the place that's closest to Japan. The West Coast of Canada is famous for places like Vancouver and Victoria Island. It's a really beautiful area. The West Coast of Canada has a long and a beautiful shoreline. It's lovely, but it's also right beside the Rocky Mountains. They're huge, they're famous all over the world. They're beautiful to look at and explore, but they're also great for sports you can do, like mountain biking or skiing or snowboarding. They're really wonderful. The food that's famous in the West Coast is definitely salmon, and I know the Japanese people love salmon.
Welcome to Canada, it's a maple leaf state. Canada, Canada, it's great. The people are nice and they speak French too. If you don't like it, man, you're sniff blue. The great white north, their kilts are plaid, hosers take off. It's not half bad, I want to be where yaks can run free, where oil mounties can harass me. Let's go to Canada. Let's leave today. Canada, oh Canada, I see vous play. They've got trees and mooses and sled dogs, lots of lumber and lumberjacks and logs. We all think that it's kind of a drag that you have to go there to get milk in a bag. They say A instead of what or duh. That's a mighty.
Canada's prairie provinces are big and they're open. There's a lot of agriculture that happens there. The prairie provinces in Canada are often called the world's breadbasket because so much grain is produced there.
Let's leave today. Canada, oh Canada, I see vous play. Let's go to Canada. Let's leave today. Canada, oh Canada.
Not many people live in the northern part of Canada, but the Inuit people are still there. Northern Canada has a lot of gold and diamonds and oil. So, even though most people, like me, have never been there, it's very important for our economy.
C-A-N-A-D-A. Tell me, what's a Douglas fir? C-A-N-A-D-A. Bet you never heard a bobcat purr. C-A-N-A-D-A. Have you ever seen a lobster crawl? In Canada, we get to see them all. We get to see the maple trees, maple sugar and the maple leaves. We got the biggest wheat fields growing tall. In C-A-N-A-D-A, where we see the reversing falls. In Canada, we get to see them all. C-A-N-A-D-A. tell me, what's a tidal bore? C-A-N-A-D-A. Have you ever heard the ocean roar? C-A-N-A-D-A. Just listen to that wild goose call. In Canada, we get to see them all. We get to see the maple trees, maple sugar and the maple leaves. We got the biggest timber wood so tall. In C-A-N-A-D-A.
The central part of Canada is very popular with tourists, mainly because of Niagara Falls.
C-A-N-A-D-A. Have you ever heard of Maple Creek?
It also has some really big cities, like Montreal, Quebec City, and Toronto. But what do you think our capital city is? The capital of Japan is Tokyo. The capital of America is Washington. But what about Canada?
Maple trees, maple sugar and the maple leaves. We got the biggest wheat fields.
The capital of Canada is Ottawa.
C-A-N-A-D-A, where we see the reversing falls. In Canada, we get to see them all. C-A-N-A-D-A, have you ever seen a magnetic hill? C-A-N-A-D-A, or a lady on a dollar bill? C-A-N-A-D-A.
Lastly, we have the East Coast, where I'm from. The East Coast is rural, and the people there are very friendly. It's a lot like Saga. We're famous for maple syrup and lobster. We also have Anne of Green Gables. Maybe some of you have read the book.
Canada, we get to see them all. I say in Canada, we get to see them all.
I'm sure that in the future, some of you are going to have the opportunity to go to Canada. I hope you love it. Now, here's my new daughter.